when we first pulled up to Forest Hills Park on Forest Hills Park Boulevard, we noticed this side of the creek was the first thing that we passed. It's much higher than normal. It is rushing quite a bit. But then what really caught our eye, you can even hear it from the road as we had our windows down driving, is just this side, just over my other shoulder. And this side of the creek is absolutely rushing. David, many people here in Lumberton are in desperate need of those supplies because the recovery process is going to be a long one. I want to show you an example of what people are dealing with here in Lumberton. You can see just how much standing water is in this area that is supposed to be all grass, but now it is probably at least half filled with water. I walked through it a few moments ago. There's about 4 to 5 inches of standing water throughout much of the middle of this grassy area. I'm standing on a bridge in downtown Lumberton that overlooks the Lumber River, and the water level is still high. It's been that way since we arrived several days ago. I'll step aside now to show you just what I'm talking about. The water is high enough to keep this bridge closed to cars. You can only walk across it. You cannot drive across it. And I'm going to have photojournalist Rick Armstrong just kind of show you what we're looking at. There is a dump truck going across the road right now. You can see that there's quite a bit of standing water, and that water is kind of rushing off to the sides. Ralph Joins rode this bus 2 hours from Durham.
It could be me. It's a good humanitarian effort, something to do for others that happen to be less fortunate than me at the time.
He's helping to deliver supplies to Hope for Home, this distribution center in Lumberton.
Oh yeah, it's a very good day. Very rewarding. Very rewarding. You know, you can't put a price on generosity and camaraderie like this.
The goal? Get all the supplies off the bus and into the building. The United Way will work to distribute these supplies to the community sometime next week.
We should begin next week being able to sit down with clients, do an intake process, and provide case management for them.
Even volunteers with the American Red Cross carried in supplies to the building.
It's about giving back to the community. Oh my gosh, I'm going to cry. It makes you realize what you have at home is very special.
The work that has gone into this process is not easy, but it's rewarding for these volunteers who hope to make a difference. At the end of the day, what will make this a successful mission for you?
That everybody gets home safely and the products that we bring are distributed amongst the community as they see fit.
Luke Notestine is off the hurricane duty and back with us on Football Friday. He should see some good football tonight with the locomotive that is Wake Forest High School traveling to Knightdale. Then Luke heads to Enloe, where the unbeaten Eagles host Broughton.
Wake Forest has been unstoppable this season, looking to improve to 6-0 on the road at Knightdale. The Cougars' offense started slow, but the defense came out with fire. Mateo Sadipo blocks the Knights' punt, and the ball bounces perfectly right into the hands of Khalil Watson, who gets the defensive touchdown. And just like that, Wake Forest leads 7-0.
Wake Forest Cougars, #1, 3-peat in the making.
The offense would get it going later in the first quarter. Seth Hillman hands off to Mikkel Haywood. Phenomenal blocking by the offensive line. Haywood knows just what to do from there. 81-yard run to the promised land. Cougars rolling 14-0.
Trust, baby. Trust, baby.
Go.
The trust would continue as Hillman hands off to DeMarcus Jones, who plows his way between the tackles. Cougars increase the lead to 21-0. Wake Forest beats Knightdale 55-14. The fans at Enloe ready to cheer on the Eagles, who are hosting Broughton. Eagles led 7-6 at halftime. In the third quarter, Jaden Wortham airs it out for Isaiah Jacobs, who makes the acrobatic catch inside the 10-yard line. What a grab! That sets up Hamilton Moore, who proves that he can do more with the football. Cut back inside for the touchdown. Enloe leads 14-6. But Broughton storms right back later in the third quarter. Ryan Strickland uses some solid blocking and a burst of speed to carry the rock inside the 5. Then Ryan Strickland takes the direct snap and dives across the goal line. That cuts the Enloe lead to 14-12. But Enloe would go on to win this game 21-19. Luke Notestine, Football Friday.